Well, g'day everyone. Coming up, we have a disaster. And I should have known better. I should have known about this beforehand. In fact, I had a few hints that this was going to be the case. But we're going to talk about some mushrooms, some lion's mane and some white elf that we're trying to grow here. But unfortunately, as you'll see, it got contaminated. What we've ended up with is something called Trichoderma. I'm probably mispronouncing that, but it's a green mold and it's very common. I think the main reasons I've had this are probably threefold. The first one is not full sterilization of the substrate. And as I've mentioned, and I'm mentioned in every one of the videos where I've done this, my pressure cooker doesn't go to a high enough pressure. It only heats to about 110 degrees C, and we need to get above 122, I think it is, 15 PSI anyway. The other thing I think I haven't quite got right yet is the humidity and airflow in Robert the Bruce over there. I think I've been running the humidifier too much and it's become too humid, and that's encouraged the growth of the mold. And the final thing I think we're not quite getting right is the time we're doing them. We had a couple of days which were quite warm, mid-30s I think, or low 30s, and that's just too warm for this type of mushroom. So if we combine those three factors, improper sterilization, humidity being a little bit too high, and the warm weather we had, it's resulted in this disaster. No mushrooms. So hang about, watch our surprise and lack of happiness when we open these up and see how they're going. We're going to have a look at our lion's mane mushroom that we're growing in buckets. Now, first thing we'll do is we'll just pop the lid off, if I can get it. This is the one that had the wrong size lid, so it's taped down. And we'll just have a look inside. We're not going to disturb it. What I'll do is I'll get you to pop in here and have a look. Yes, we do have some contamination. So if you come over here, I'll show you. We can see the green tinge here around the edge. That's not a good sign. So what I'm going to do is scrape that out with this. So I might use a pop stick. Now, we don't know if this is actually going to work, but if we look down here, we do have some lion's mane coming through. So we're going to peel it off. It's not green, I hope. Got more lion's mane here, and it is green. Okay. So it looks like we can't grow lion's mane from our own.
Green.
No, that's no good. We can't grow lion's mane either by the look of it until we get proper sterilising equipment. Yeah, it's gone all through. I'm afraid, I'm pretty certain this is defunct. We'll put it somewhere safe, out the way, with the lid off and just see what happens to it, but I think it's just going to go green. Yeah. So I'm afraid it looks like these haven't turned out. Admittedly, the weather's been a bit warmer, so it might have had some effect, but I honestly believe it's because I don't have the right sterilisation equipment for the substrate. I put it in my pressure cooker at 11 PSI, do it for 3 hours, and it's still not sufficient to fully sterilise that substrate. I do use my still air tent, so it's not from that. And I do rub everything down, well, wipe everything down with alcohol. So our question now is, do we invest in better equipment to sterilise the substrate? Or do we stick to ones that we know we can grow, like the king oysters and other oyster mushrooms, wine caps, and a few others? I'll have a think. Anyway, we'll leave this out. It'll probably just go all green and mouldy, away from the other mushrooms, and see how we go. So on that sad note, remember, like, subscribe, see if we can get any success with the others. Enjoy life. We'll catch you in the garden.